Ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors, professionals, listeners, learners, the most honorable President Ramchandra Modi ji, respected ministers and managers, adorable doctors and directors, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors. I Dr. Rakesh from USA, heartily, cordially welcome. It is really nice time, nice place, nice section today that we are appreciating our holy, cultural, spiritual, historical, religious land of our words fall short in praise of our country. What changes we have around the world, it makes us towards unity and diversity. As we have universities, adversities, varieties, but the strongest feature of our country is unity and diversity, where there is no discrimination on any basis. There is no discrimination on the basis of caste, color, creed and language, but all are treated and accepted by our country equally. All over the world, our nation is known by its exclusive identity. We recount its achievements, its identities time and again, because our forefathers, free thinkers, freedom fighters, starters, beginners, creators, generators, operators, sacrificed themselves for providing us the truth of life. From science to spirituality, language to literature. Dear friends, let us discuss today education. What's the meaning of education? According to our great man, it is said that evaluation of education cannot be bound with the steps in the form of classes, but education means knowledge. The rise of non-engineering students in IIMS diversely enriches the learning process by introducing different viewpoints. Affirmative actions including allocating diversity points to candidates from non-engineering backgrounds. The National Education Policy 2020 push towards multidisciplinary education, changes in the CAT exam structure, and disruptions caused by emerging technologies have resulted in rise of candidates from non-engineering backgrounds. That 2025 MBA cohorts of IIMs would welcome. LLM in ODL sense BCI node will not be recognized for UGC NET PhD. In the past, the BCI had issued show cause notices for breach of norms and is now in the process of issuing to many more institutions to stop the proliferation of unapproved Master of Law. Unapproved Master of Law programs offered online or through distance and hybrid modes. The Bar Council of India (BCI) has issued an advisory stating that offering such programs without its approval is unlawful. Experts agree that such practices dilute the statutory rigor required of LLM degree and by misrepresenting a diploma and a PG law qualification, the options for candidates wanting to teach in law colleges is getting limited. The BCI's notice sent to the Vice Chancellor of Law Universities also includes a letter authority by Justice Rajendra Menon, former Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court and co-chairperson of the Standing Committee on Legal Education of the BCI. The letter addressed to all the High Court calls for necessary action. Many institutions, including universities and private centers, are offering PG legal education programs through unconventional delivery formats without securing the mandatory approval from the BCI, and these include online only, blended learning and open and distance learning models. Since there are several universities that do not shortlist candidates for teaching positions till they have a full-time LLM degree, such programs are likely to put candidates at a disadvantage. Part-time and online courses should be discontinued as the practice of distributing degrees since proper education and training compromise legal education standards, says Professor Rageshwari Deshwal, Faculty of Law, University of Delhi. The notice states that any LLM or equivalent legal program offered in online or hybrid modes under misleading nomenclature such as LLM professional or MSc law without prior approval of BCI to unauthorized and will not be recognized. The High Courts were asked to take note of this regulatory move and ensure no appointments, promotion or academic decisions were made based on qualifications that did not have the sanction of the BCI. Maximizing profits, the BCI had issued a circular in May last year mandating guidelines and rules of legal education described that some institutions continue to flout the prescribed standards with an aim to maximize profits by increasing seats and enrolling students part-time as well as online in case of misleading nomenclature, whether it is LLM executive or LLM professional or MSc law. The fact remains that unless it is certified to meet the established standards required of a master's law degree, it would be of no use to the students. D.F.S.Law says, evidently, terms such as blended or executive are at times being misused to cover up for what are otherwise online programs. The purpose of an LLM executive program is perhaps more along the lines of executive MBA. It is pursued just to decorate one's CV or profile in most executive courses. Academic rigor is not the same as in the traditional format, said Fazan Mustafa, Vice Chancellor, Chanakya National Law University, Patna. In the past, the CBI had issued show cause notice for breach of norms and is now in the process of issuing too many for institutions for offering LLM or similar legal programs without the requisite PCI norm. Such degrees or qualifications will not be recognized for academic appointments, UGC net, eligibility, PhD registration, or judicial services. Limited options. While the institutions that have granted such degrees will not be able to diffuse appointments to their own guarantees on graduates, but other institutions will not take them. This will limit candidates' career growth and also adversely impact the reputation of such institutions. And if the BCI or UGC decide to withdraw their recognition on grounds of non-adherence to prescribed standards, then the institutions could face existential crisis and students enrolled in them would have an uncertain future. D.F.S.Law said she cites DU's 2-year full-time and a 3-year part-time LLM course where even in the part-time courses, classes are held in physical mode but after 5 p.m. The standards of legal education at the master's level are non-negotiable, and that is why the course runs for an additional year. D.F.S.Law adds. The BCI under the Advocates Act basically has the powers of regulating the professional legal education, and therefore their primary concern in UG law degree, which makes people eligible to enroll as advocates for PG degree. The primary regulator is the UGC, but lately BCI has been arguing that they are also concerned with the master's degree, as the same is used to become faculty members to teach UG law courses. There are no disadvantages in doing LLM online and distance mode, except that if the same had been done without BCI approval, such degree holders may not be recruited as teachers to teach law. Mustafa adds. CSPEP urges targets policy reforms to fast-track Punjab's clean energy transition by 2036. Engineering faculty to get industry exposure under AICTE scheme. Clean mobility is an economic opportunity to be an EV first nation. HEIs are focusing on electrical training based on the demands of auto industry. New pathways, the shift to electric mobility is more than a technological revolution. It is a complete reorganization of the automotive industry. The growth in demand for EVs will fuel the demand for EV manufacturing units involved in battery making, electric drivetrains and body assembly. India's electric vehicle industry is on the verge of a dramatic makeover. With the government's vision of realizing 30% EV sales penetration by 2030 as the nation commits to becoming an EV first nation, clean mobility is not merely an environmental policy, but a large economic opportunity. As the industry gears up for growth, the question of prime concern arises. How will the growth create jobs? The shift to electric mobility is more than a technological revolution. It is a complete reorganization of the automotive industry. The growth in demand for EVs will fuel the demand for EV manufacturing units involved in battery making, electric drivetrains and body assembly. The PM E-Drive scheme, supported by financially rewarding incentives and subsidies, will also help raise EV sales nationally. With this progressive scheme, the government has allocated an expenditure of rupees 3,679 crore to support electric 2 and 3 vehicle dealers. It will have a positive impact on manufacturing, logistics and distribution related employment opportunities. Job ready workforce. To fulfill the changing needs of the EV sector, educational institutions are updating their curricula to include practical training. Programs such as action learning labs and production centers focus on practical knowledge, enabling students to directly interact with EV components and systems to prepare them for R&D, production and maintenance positions. Acknowledging the various backgrounds of future professionals, some institutes provide training schemes to impart EV specific skills to candidates from non-auto sectors. This aligns with the National Education Policy 2020, which encourages skill-based learning and experiential training. The It ensures that the workforce is adequately equipped for upcoming jobs in the EV industry. The government's move towards EV adoption is not only seen in its 30% EV sales target, but also through supportive policy initiatives like the PM Israel programs. The scheme will boost EV adoption while creating jobs in manufacturing, sales and infrastructure creation. Also, mounting investment in battery manufacturing further indicates the potential for job creation in the industry, while expansion of the EV sector is an environmental imperative. It is also a massive economic opportunity capable of generating millions of jobs in manufacturing, R&D and in infrastructure development. Through promoting experiential learning, offering lateral entry programs and public-private partnerships, India can utilize the EV revolution to drive employment and sustainable growth. Employment avenues. The EV battery market in India. The EV battery market in India will likely grow from $16.7 billion in 2033 to $27.70 billion by 2028, indicating the need for skilled manpower in battery manufacturing and research. This will open avenues for engineering researchers and technicians with operate expertise in battery efficiency, recycling techniques and sustainable material development. Educational institutes can step up by utilizing experiential learning in action learning labs and production centers. Identifying models to eliminate waste. Eco-friendliness is the new operating system for business. Symbiotic exchange, IIT and IIMs collectively drive cutting-edge research on rewards, energy, waste manufacturing and climate solution. The ecosystem thrives on collaboration. This symbiotic exchange drives economic resilience and social equity, proving that sustainability succeeds when academia and stakeholders co-create solutions. Let's take the page. In an era defined by climate crisis, social inequality, and resource scarcity. Businesses are no longer judged solely by their profits, but by their commitment to the planet and people. The age of superficial sustainability, such as token recycling program or annual CSR checkboxes is over. Today, a transformation is underway as companies embrace holistic sustainability, a philosophy that weaves environmental and social responsibility into their strategies, operations, and culture. This shift is a survival strategy in a world where consumers, investors, and regulators demand accountability. Numbers speak volume. A 2023 LLB report revealed that 91% of Indian CXOs have increased sustainability investments. With climate change now eclipsing AI and economic volatility as their top concerns, the push for sustainability is driven by the three powerful forces converging simultaneously: faster consumer revolution with 66% of global supporters gifting sustainable brands. Second, an investment paradigm shift: ESG firms now control over $40 trillion in assets worldwide. Third, tightening regulation exemplified by mandates like India's BRSR requirements. This perfect storm of market demand, financial incentive, and compliance pressure makes sustainable transformation imperative for businesses. But holistic sustainability transcends compliance, as Howard economist Michael Porter argues in his shared value theory. Solving societal challenges, whether reducing emissions or bridging inequality, can unlock untapped markets and efficiency. Take Unilever. Its sustainable living brands grew 69% faster than the rest of its portfolio. Doing that purpose and profit are symbiotic. At the heart of this movement lies circular economy, which is $4.5 trillion opportunity that shifts away from traditional take make waste model towards systems designed to eliminate waste entirely. These efforts are shaped by frameworks such as the triple layer business model canvas, which integrates economic, environmental, and social value creation. Evolving mindset, the path towards corporate sustainability and community engagement is being pioneered by businesses and educational institutions. India's premier institutions are embedding sustainability into their core academic and research missions. IITs and IIMs collectively drive research on renewable energy, waste management, and climate change solutions. The ecosystem thrives on collaboration. This symbiotic exchange drives economic resilience and social equity. Doing that, sustainability thrives when academia and local stakeholders co-create solutions. Yet sustainability is not just about materials, it is about people. Holistic sustainability thrives on collaboration. It is not a trend. It is a new operating system for business, companies and institutions that embrace this ethos are not just surviving, they are redefining success, because in the 21st century, There are no profits on a dead planet. What if environmental ethics should be the core of every curriculum? College courses should focus on options in green energy. Joining forces with industries and NGOs may help students gain the skills needed to secure jobs in the renewable energy sector as India advances to reach zero emissions by 2070. Creating cleaner energy is helping support employment. Rapid progress in areas such as AI-driven solar plants, hydrogen storage, smart grids, and climate finance is driving demand for both knowledge and skills in these emerging sectors, along with a new approach to higher education. Globally, the transition to clean energy is accelerating. Countries including Iceland, Norway, and Uruguay already derive over 60% of their total energy from renewables, largely hydropower and geothermal. China and the US, though lower in renewable share, lead in absolute investment and capacity expansion. The International Energy Agency estimates global energy investment will increase by 8% in 2024, totaling $2.4 trillion, most of it going towards renewables, storage and grids. India's efforts must align with this global trajectory, preparing its workforce accordingly. Need for experts. By using AI, the solar energy industry can maintain solar farms, use energy better, and employ smart energy consumption. Industries and transport systems are now using green hydrogen as climate-friendly fuel. Real-time data and Internet of Things in smart grids are leading to efficient ways of generating energy. We require experts in areas such as AI and processing energy data who can handle both technology and laws. Schools need to update their programs to better match industry standards and including diverse skills. Actions in green economy should not operate independently. We develop clean technologies and infrastructure using techniques from materials, science, software, finance, and environmental policy. Thus, anyone building solar energy production models should possess a mix of power systems and data science skills. Institutions delivering tertiary education must towards degrees that mix engineering, data analytics, climatic science, and public policy sustainability. Circular economy and environmental ethics should be taught in every college discipline alongside AI and IoT. Future energy system will demand skills in battery storage, carbon capture and storage, grid flexibility and smart manufacturing. Institutions must teach emerging tech and train students in evaluating the environmental impact of clean energy systems. Employment generation and increase in clean energy in India can generate more employment in rural areas. Renewable energy can open jobs in remote locations with suitable training. Rural youngsters can work as solar technicians and energy auditors or even start their companies in this sector. Courses of colleges in Tier 2 and Tier 3 towns should focus on available options in green energy, Joining forces with industries and NGOs may help students gain skills needed to secure jobs in these fields. These are about the changes that we are facing today in the form of development of our nation. Numberless steps are being taken to fulfill the demand of energy. Kerala would never knowingly host spies. Trivandrum, Kerala Tourism Ministry PA Mohammad Riyash on Sunday said that the left government in the state and its ministers would never knowingly invite spies here and provide them with all facilities. Riyash made the remark in response to reporters' queries regarding BJP leader K. Sundardan's allegation that social media influencer Jyoti Malhotra, who was arrested in May on suspicion of spying for Pakistan, was invited to Kerala for promoting tourism in the state. Maintain work-life balance, Justice Datta on shortage of judges in High Court. Justice Datta on shortage of judges in High Court. Maintain work-life balance, says the Mumbai Supreme Court Judge. Supreme Court Judge Justice Dipankar Datta has highlighted this shortage of judges in the Mumbai High Court and asked them to maintain a proper work-life balance without compromising on health. He was speaking at an event on Saturday in Mumbai where Chief Justice of India B.R. Gavai was facilitated. Dwelling upon the shortage of judges in the Mumbai High Court, Justice Datta pointed out that in 2013 the number was increased from 75 to 94. However, it was only once between 2013 and 2020 that the Mumbai High Court does 75. Number of judges, it has never touched 75 again. Leave alone 94, he said. The former Chief Justice of the Mumbai High Court also stressed the importance of maintaining proper work-life balance and not compromising one's health for the sake of work. Do you think 68 to 70 judges will be able to do the work of 90 judges? You cannot. In fact, you are doing a great service to yourself, family and everyone who depend on you, he remarked. So please divide your time between personal and professional. Give time to your family because if anything happens to you, for 1 month there will be sympathizers, but after 1 month no one will remember your service, he added during the interaction. He also asked for an amendment in rules for limit of the electricity units that judges are entitled to. The allowance of 10,000 units of electricity is not sufficient in the present times as when it was fixed about 40 years ago. There were no air conditioners, microwave oven, washing machines, dishwasher, etc. Justice Datta shared during the interaction. He requested CJI Gawai to bring an amendment to increase the limit. Similarly, he proposed that allowances for fuel be changed to 2,400 liters a year instead of 200 liters per month. we get 200 liters per month. Sometimes during vacation we are not there. We don't utilize the 200 liters and it goes back to the government. We don't get anything in return, he stated. So the proposal to make it 2400 liters a year is very reasonable as it doesn't cost the government anything more than it is spending now. Justice Datta said. He said both these proposals were turned down in the past and appealed to the CBI to reconsider them. Studying in one's mother tongue instills strong values. CJI Gavai from Mumbai. Chief Justice of India CJI Bhushan Gavai on Sunday stated that studying in one's mother tongue enhances conceptual understanding and instills strong values for life. As he reminisced about his students' days at a Marathi medium school in Mumbai, the Chief Justice of India visited classrooms at his alma mater, Chikitsak Samu, Shirodhar school, and interacted with his old classmates. Having studied from primary to secondary levels at this very institution, he expressed deep gratitude to the teachers who shaped his early life on an official village stated. Whatever position I have reached today, my teachers and this school have played a significant role in it. The education and values I received here gave direction to my life. My journey in public speaking began on this very stage through speech, competitions and cultural programs. I gained confidence. It is because of those opportunities that I am what I am today. The Chief Justice shared, recalling his schooling in Marathi medium, the CJI stated that studying in one's mother tongue helps in better conceptual understanding and also instills the strong values that stay with you for life. He visited the classrooms, library and art section of the school, interacting warmly with his old classmates and reliving fond memories. The Chief Justice of India felt proud and deeply emotional after the heartfelt tribute given by the students. The release stated. This. Five Kailash Mansarovar pilgrims stuck due to landslide in Uttarakhand. From Pithogarh, a heavy landslide delayed the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. from Dharchula, a border town in Uttarakhand, Pithaurgarh district, to Gunji on Sunday, forcing a temporary halt before the first day of 45 pilgrims resumed their journey later in the afternoon. The pilgrims started their journey from Delhi on Friday and are scheduled to cross the Vipulek Pass on July 10. They reached Dhachula from Tanakpur on Saturday and were stated to leave for Gunji, a crucial point on the route to both Kailash, Mansarovar and Adi Kailash. At 9 a.m. on Sunday, however, a massive overnight landslide at South Ghat blocked the Dhachula Lake Road. J&K leads in mental health helpline calls. From Srinagar, a quiet revolution is taking place in mental health care in Jammu and Kashmir for many battling depression and dark thoughts. A single phone call is making all the difference. Partial knee surgery not total, a good option for many patients. From Mumbai, when former PM Atal Bihari Vajpayee underwent total knee replacement at Breach Candy Hospital. 25 years back, it was a day operation that few Indians opted for at that time due to the fear of the unknown. Now roughly 2.5 lakh Indians undergo knee replacement surgery every year. Considering that more Indians from 23.5 million in 1990 to 62 million now suffer from degenerative joint disease osteoarthritis, in which the protective cartilage cushioning the end of bones wears down, the knee replacement numbers can only increase. With this backdrop, two orthopedic surgeons from the city Dr. Arun Mullaji have published separate research papers in indexed medical journals highlighting that total knee replacement, which entails cutting through ligaments, cartilage and bones, may not be the only alternative for patients. Their research article highlights that partial knee replacement would be good enough for many Indians. The knee has three compartments. The medial 34%, lateral 33%, and patellofemoral 33%. Arthritis begins in the medial compartment, meaning 66% of the knee is normal and functional at this stage. Nearly 50% of parents suffer from arthritis confined only to the medial compartments, meaning a full knee replacement may be unnecessary for them, said Dr. Rajni. A total replacement for such patients means unnecessarily removing the healthy 66% of the knee and replacing it with an artificial implement. His research paper in Journals of Clinical Orthopedics and Traumas looks at long-term 5 to 9 years of fellowship of patients who underwent partial knee replacement. The results are impressive, showing a survivorship rate of 96.25% over 5 years, said the doctor. Patients reported minimal pain, quicker return to daily activities and could sit cross-legged. Going by global estimates, roughly 70% of patients undergoing knee replacement will need the total option, while the remaining may only need partial replacement. Only 12.7% of the Indians' population is recommended surgical intervention for knee osteoarthritis, with well over 80% of those being total replacement. This shows that the number of medial uncompartmental knee replacement is low in India, said Dr. Rashid. The doctors believe partial knee replacement is safer, and as it involves minimal parts, recovery is faster. Dr. Mulaji spoke about his first patient, now as 78, who underwent a partial knee replacement and made it to the Limca Book of Records in 1997. I have followed her progress for 28 years, and she needed a revision last year, mainly because of other degenerative diseases she had developed in the interim. He said, Dr. Mullaji, who has completed over 4,000 partial knee replacement, said the technique is underutilized because few surgeons are trained in it and patients are unaware of it. His research papers, which was published online in the Journals of Orthopedics on Saturday, reviewed the progress of 2,500 patients on whom he performed the partial knee replacement. This study has established that leg alignment can be achieved with unicompartmental surgery. Dr. Mohan Desai, head of the orthopedics in BMC AEM Hospital, said there are specific criteria laid down for selection of patients for partial knee replacement. This is recommended for patients who are younger below 50, with those with minimum damage due to disease, and older patients with other comorbidities such as heart disease that makes total replacement a riskier surgery. There is a gray zone where some patients may have extended indications and may want total knee replacement, said Dr. Desai. Senior orthopedic surgeon Dr. Sanjay Agarwal said the decision to do a partial knee replacement depends on the surgeon's ability and belief. Partial knee replacement doesn't always lead to correct alignment of the leg in many patients, as patient selection and surgeons training are of critical importance, he said. Most patients coming to me have extensive disease and would need total knee replacement, said Dr. Agarwal, who incidentally prefers other techniques such as high tibial osteotomy, a surgical procedure that realizes the knee joint by cutting and reshaping the tibia or the shin bone. For partial knee replacement, some patients with single compartment disease would benefit from splints and rashes and not need a partial replacement, he said. The other student graduation Hollywood. Japan wouldn't easily compromise in Trump tariff talks. News from Tokyo. Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba said Sunday He wouldn't easily compromise in talks with Washington, as Tokyo seeks to avert President Donald Trump's threat to impose tariffs of up to 35% on Japanese goods. We will not easily compromise, that's why it is taking time and why it is tough. Ishiba told a television talk show. His comments came as Japan rushes to negotiate with the Trump administration before the Wednesday deadline for trade deals. While Trump imposed a sweeping 10% tariffs on imports from most trading partners in April, he unveiled then paused high rates on dozens of economies, including Japan, to allow room for negotiations. This pause will expire July 9, meaning the elevated rates are due to kick in if countries fail to reach agreements with Washington to avert them. Trump has said he was going to write a letter to Japan asking it to pay a 30%, 35% or whatever the number is that we determine and call the bilateral trade relation unfair. He has particularly pressed Japan to accept more US automobiles and rice. Ryoshi Akawaja, Tokyo's State Envoy, held telephone calls with US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick on Thursday and Saturday. In the Sunday television show, Ishiba estimated that Japan, as the biggest investor nation in the US economy, should be treated differently from other countries. What is unfair? How is it unfair? We need to examine each one of the US players. He said, we are allies, but we have to say what we have to say. We are the world's largest investor nation and the largest job created in the US. We are different, he said. On another Sunday television show, Ishiba said Japan was preparing to deal with all kinds of situations. When asked about how he plans to deal with Trump's letter, Musk announces formation of new political party in US. America Party is formed to give you back your freedom. From New York, US tech billionaire Elon Musk said he has formed a new political party to give Americans their freedom back after dramatic falling out with Donald Trump. He announced his plans on his social media platform X that he had set up the America Party to challenge the two-party system in the country. Today the American Party is formed to give you back your freedom, Musk said in a post on X. When it comes to bankrupting our country with this, and Trump believe in a one-party system, not democracy, the Tesla and SpaceX CEO said. Musk did not say where the party may be registered. To legally form the party would require it to register with the Federal Election Commission, FEC. The most recent FEC filings showed no indication that had happened, CNN said. Musk first raised the prospect of forming a party during his public tour in Trump. Israeli airstrikes killed 3 Palestinians in Gaza. HMO's move to share power fuels speculation about his future from Beijing. Russia says captured 2 more East Ukraine settlements from Moscow. The Russian military accelerated its advances for a third consecutive month in June. War on words. Conflict corrupts language. Word distorts everything, including language. Governments invent sterile phrases and include metaphors to make violence seem less disturbing and or to diminish those perceived to be the enemy. But repeated use of such vocabulary changes society is using it, corrupting its soul and desensitizing people to brutality or even genocide. It's about control. Ultimately, the goal of word vocabulary is to maintain control and justify actions that would otherwise be deemed as extreme or beyond the borders of reasonability. The high price China pays for raid us dominance. Sentence of British boy who killed PIO said to be removed. From London, the Solicitor General has deferred the sentence handed down to a 15-year-old British boy for killing 18-year-old Indian origin Punjab-born dog walker Dean Colley in the court of appeal for being unduly lenient. Mexico City sees protest over American influx. Ashadi's Majithia sent to 14-day judicial custody. Israeli airstrikes killed 38 in Gaza. Moram Tajia in UP touches wire wounded. No changing instructions for road revision rules in Bihar, says EC. SIR in Bihar is progressive as per ECI's order, dated 24 June 2025. As per that order, the draft electoral rolls that will be issued on 1st August 2025 will contain the names of the existing electors whose enumeration forms are received. All measures are being taken to facilitate the existing electors to complete the documentation. These existing voters will have time to submit the documents even after first submitting their enumerating form. All activities are exactly as per EC's order dated 24 July 2025. 24 June 25. Bihar Chief Electors Official next target WB Mahua moved Supreme Court. TMC MP Mahua Moisra on Sunday alleged that EC's order for special intensive division of electoral rolls in Bihar was intended to distract the bona fide young electorate from voting in this year's polling, and the panel's next target would be West Bengal. Moisra was moved to Supreme Court challenging the order of ECI, alleged that it violates several provisions of the Constitution and representation of the correct and integrity. From Patna, the Election Commission on Sunday asserted that special intensive division of electoral laws in Bihar was being implemented smoothly at the ground level, and there is no change in the instructions. The EC on June 24 issued instructions to carry out an SIR in Bihar, apparently to weed out ineligible names and ensure only eligible citizens are included in the electoral roll. In a statement here, the EC made it clear that while voters were required to submit their documents anytime before July 25 to 2025, those who failed to do so would get an opportunity during the claimed and objective options period also. IC also asked people to beware of statements being made by a few persons who, without reading the SIR order dated 24 June 2025, are attempting to confuse the public with their incorrect and misleading statements. The clarification comes in the wake of several social media posts, including one by AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge about an EC advertisement published in a newspaper claiming now only forms are to be filed. Now only forms are to be filled. There is no need to submit documents alleging that the SIR was a conspiracy by BJP RSS to snatch away the voting rights of Dalits and other deprived sections. Kharge had said that the BJP, which ruled the center and shared power in Bihar, is now getting trapped in its own master plan. Dalai Lama rings in 90th birthdays as PM world leaders extend wishes. From Dharamshala, the clouds of uncertainty over, the reincarnation of Dalai Lama having vanished somewhere at the monsoon told 78 flashers in Mandip Chamba. Bhushan visits sparks anger on Vinesh Mahamtav to China, Turkey. Media handles blocked in India. News from New Delhi social media platform X has withheld the handles of Chinese state media outlet Global Times News and Turkish public broadcasters TRT word in India. Platform said accounts have been withheld in India in response to legal demand. Ex-CJI yet to vacate. Official House Supreme Court administration to center from New Delhi in an unprecedented move. High Court administration has returned to the center for vacating the official residence of Chief Justice of India at Krishna Menon Mark here, noting that the current occupant ex-CJI D.Y. Deputy D.Y. Chandrachud had stayed beyond the permissible period. In a communication on July 1 to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Supreme Court administration said Bungalow number 5 on Krishna Menon Mark be vacated and returned to the court's housing pool sunset shed. The letter requested the HUA secretary to take possession of the bungalow from the former CBI without any further delay, as not only the permission that was granted to him for retention of the accommodation expired on May 31, 2025, but also the period of 6 months provided under the 2025 rules on May 10, 2025 under the CB of Supreme Court Judges Amendment Rules 2025, 2022. A retired CGI can retain Type 7 bungalow level below the 5 Krishna Menon Mark bungalow for maximum period of 6 months post-retirement. Global South is victim of double standards, PM says. The Global South has often been a victim of double standards, and nations that make major contributions to the world economy are the private of a seat at the decision-making table. Prime Minister Modi said on Sunday as he pressed for urgent reforms of the key bodies, including the UN Security Council. In an addressing at the BRICS summit, Modi said, 2/3 of humanity has not received adequate representation in the global institutions formed in the 20th century. Clamor blows against land pooling, 7 villages unite against new policy. Kapurthala villagers also oppose move. Earlier, farmers from Vadlakala village near Kapurthala submitted a memorandum to the Kapurthala Deputy Commissioner opposing the proposed move to acquire their land. Panchayats and farmers from Riharan and Shirgad villages in Hoshiarpur even formed a Lok Pujara Roku Sangharsh committee and submitted a memorandum to the Hoshiarpur Deputy Commissioner sending the representation to the Punjab Chief Minister and Government. Congress MLAs extend support. From Jalandhar, we are listening news related to Punjab. STM unveiled action plan against move from Batinda. Fighting at Mogadho, 3 of Landa gang held in Batinda held minimum checks on injured dogs from Batinda. Warish Punjab Day likely to fight Taran by CM Kejriwal mourn Sohal's death from Taran. Anemia briefs rural Punjab, women and elderly most at risk, study says. Study checked 1620 adults in Mansha Tehsil. Now, Chandigarh, a significant proportion of adults in rural Punjab suffer from anemia with women of reproductive age and elderly men among the most vulnerable. The Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) funded research found urgent gaps in existing nutritional and health interventions. Anemia is a medical condition marked by a deficiency of healthy red blood cells or hemoglobin, the protein responsible for transporting oxygen throughout the body. This shortfall can impair oxygen delivery to tissues and organs, potentially leading to various health complications. The study conducted in Mansha district highlighted the critical role of gender, race, diet and socio-economic factors in shaping the anemia burden. It underscores the urgency of strengthening grassroots health efforts and addressing the social determinants of nutrition conducted by researchers from the Department of Anthropology, University of Delhi. The study surveyed 1620 adults aged 30 and above across 14 villages in Mansha Tehsil. The finding published in the Indian Journal of Hemoglobin, Hematology and Blood Transfusion offered a sobering picture. More than 1 in 3 individuals, 35.68%, was anemic. Among women, anemia prevalence stood at 42.66%, significantly higher than the 26.37% observed in men. The majority of anemic women had mild to moderate anemia, and the condition was most common among women aged 30 to 49. In contrast, anemia among men increased steadily with age. The study also found that dietary patterns played a critical role. Vegetarians had a significantly higher anemia rate, 39.24%, compared to non-vegetarian 29%, 2%. Homemakers and dependents reported the highest prevalence among occupational groups, 41.57%. Surprisingly, non-drinkers had higher anemia levels than those who consumed alcohol. The adjusted logistic regression analysis revealed that women were nearly twice as likely to be anemic. Adjusted odds ratio, which indicates the level of risk AOR 1.97 and over 3 times more likely to have moderate or severe anemia, AOR 3.33 than men. Individuals from low-income households and annual income below rupees 2 lakh also face significantly greater anemia risk. Anemia risk decreased with age, with individuals age 50 and above showing significantly lower odds of the condition compared to those aged 30 to 39. Educational status emerged as a protective factor in men with non-literates more likely to be anemic. The study also probed the type of anemia prevalent in the population. Microcytic and microchromic anemia, often linked to DROM deficiency, were dominant, especially among women. Over 64% of anemic individuals exhibited hypochromia and 43% had microcytosis, suggesting iron deficiency. As a primary cause, microcytic anemia was raised. Tighter prevalence and socio-demographic indicators of anemia among adults in rural Punjab, India. The study was authorized by Pratik Verma, researchers caution that while India has now focused on iron and folic acid supplements through programs such as Anemia Mukt Bharat, the persistent burden of anemia points to deeper structural and dietary issues. Mazirtia in judicial custody, BBC from last dawn from Mohali. Vilansan in court, says Mazirtia's lawyer. Key finding in UP Distillery Government Council JAR delegation meets Governor from Chandigarh. Teachers question transfer policy from Chandigarh. Previous Jathedar Bex Gargas from Amritsar. Escape from traffickers in Colombian jungle sparks Punjab families rescue plea. Warning questions of special session from Chandigarh. The development-oriented policies CM pledges to make Punjab number one in every sphere. From Sangrur, Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann on Sunday vowed to make concerted efforts in the form of true people and development-oriented policies to make Punjab a front-runner state in every sphere of life. Punjabi taxed into Braille. The city develops tech. The system integrates advanced features such as Gurmukhi to Braille transcription, automatic font conversion, and extensive linguistic proofs and text-to-speech functionality. From Patiala, a technology developed by a research team at Punjab University here enables the conversion of Punjabi text into Braille, empowering visually impaired individuals to access written content in their native language. The system, developed by Charanjit Singh Sangoya from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering under the guidance of Dr. Kamaljeet Singh, integrates advanced features such as Gurmukhi to Braille transcription, automatic font conversion, and extensive linguistic proofs and text-to-speech functionality. The primary goal is to provide a seamless digital pathway for visually impaired individuals to engage with information in their mother tongue, said Kamaljeet Singh. while highlighting the transformative potential of the technology. Comedy Singh described the technology as a revolutionary step towards making knowledge accessible to the visually impaired in Punjabi by enabling swift and accurate conversation of Gurmukhi script into Braille. This innovation promotes self-reliance and enhances the quality of life for its users, he added. Megan Shuhar suicide case no arrest yet from Rohtak. GYL Canal. Haryana looks to UPI's 2031 deadline. SP has informally agreed to proposal suggested by auction from Chandigarh. Reshuffle in Haryana Police 49 officials transferred from Chandigarh. Bhushan visits Rails halves. BJP MP MLAs leave early. The event has deepened the divide between half leadership and BJP's local and central figures, especially in light of the concerns over treatment of women athletes. Men found dead with swords split in the ground. This band HPSC said Huda Surjewala calls for inquiry from Chandigarh. Will Lords take devolution in power sector from Chandigarh? High Court, Madhya Pradesh High Court asked DC to explain encroachments in question. Court said disappointed by affidavit filed by Bilaspur official. Court addressed files of cliff near Rota. Court Chamba Panchayat cut off IAF drops ration. Against 90-year-old I know. Obama sends wishes to Dalai Lama. Explore Shipkila route for Mansoor Yatra Sukushis. BJP backtracks when people rise Congress. Mahua moves Supreme Court alleges EC will target Jubilee. Orders after Bihar. From Kolkata, they want to deploy crores in Bihar of voting rights through SIR of all rods. Teen slaps 15-year-old kid to death after 12. Chirag says he will contest Bihar call. Backs demand for domicile policy. Section AX4 to decode species impact on brain. Myanmar weapons enter India by Manipur's insurgents. Now news from Times Nation. Modi arrived in Brazil. First bilateral visit by an Indian PM in 6 decades. Prime Minister Narendra Modi from Rio de Janeiro has arrived here for a 4-day visit, during which he will participate in the 17th BRICS summit and undertake a state visit. The PM was accorded a ceremonial welcome upon his arrival at the Gallo International Airport on Saturday evening local time. This is the 4th leg of his 5-nation visit. Landed in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, where I will take part in the BRICS summit and later go to their capital, Brasilia, for a state visit on the invitation of President Lulu, hoping for a productive round of meetings and interactions during this visit. Modi shared in a post on X. Committed to BRICS partnership, Prime Minister at the rate Narendra Modi lands in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil for the 17th BRICS Summit. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal shared in an export. Prime Minister arrived here from Argentina where he held wide-ranging talks with President Javier Milei and agreed to diversify two-way trade and ramp up cooperation in defense, critical minerals, pharmaceutical, energy and mining sectors. During his visit, Modi will attend the BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro on July 6 and 7, followed by a state visit for which he will travel to Brasilia. It will be the first bilateral visit to the country by an Indian Prime Minister in nearly 6 decades. BRICS, consisting of Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, has been expanded with 5 additional members: Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia and the UAE. On the sidelines of the summit, Modi will meet several world leaders. Modi visited Ghana, Trinidad and Tobago and Argentina as part of the five-nation visit. He will travel to Namibia on the last leg of his tour. India and Argentina agree to diversify bilateral trade basket. He holds talks with Argentina President Milei. Buenos Aires, India, Argentina on Saturday agreed to diversify two-way trade and ramp up cooperation in defense, critical minerals, pharmaceutical, energy and mining sector with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, emphasizing on taking the ties between the two national partners to greater heights. Prime Minister Modi held wide-ranging talks with Argentina President Javier Milei a day after landing at the South American nation in the third leg of his five-nation tour. Though Modi visited Argentina in 2018 to attend the G20 summit, it is the first bilateral visit to the country by an Indian Prime Minister after a gap of 57 years. In the meeting, the Prime Minister thanked President Milei for extending strong support to India following the Pahalgam terror attack and appreciated Argentina's solidarity during this difficult period. We are marking 75 years of India-Argentina diplomatic relations and 5 years since we elevated our relationship towards strategic partnership. We have covered significant ground in our bilateral relations, but we agree that the journey ahead is even more promising. Modi posted on X after the talks. The Prime Minister said that there is immense scope to enhance India-Argentina cooperation in areas like pharmaceuticals and sports as well. During his conversation with the Argentina President, Prime Minister Modi said, India and Argentina are natural partners and both sides should use this to take the cooperation to greater heights. Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, Swami Kamran, said at a media briefing. The resolve by the two sides to expand cooperation in the critical minerals sector assumed significance as India has been looking at steady supply of rare earth minerals to minimize dependence on China. Argentina's rich reserves of critical minerals, including lithium, copper and rare earth elements, align with India's need for secure and sustainable resources to drive its clean energy transition and industrial growth. Kumaran said. Modi and Milei also deliberated on boosting bilateral cooperation in the energy sector. The Prime Minister underlined India's growing energy and industrial needs and emphasizing that Argentina could serve as a reliable partner in supporting India's developmental journey. Kumaran shared. With the world's second largest shale gas and fourth largest shale oil reserves along with substantial conventional oil and gas deposits, Argentina holds a strong potential to become an important energy partner for India, he said. Kumaran said the two leaders focused on expanding cooperation in areas of defense and security, infrastructure, mining and minerals, resources, agriculture, green energy, communication technology, digital innovation, education and people-to-people linkages. Blanket ban on VIP darshan at Kashi Vishwanath temple during Shravan month. From Varanasi as part of preparation for managing the huge crowd of Kavriyas and pilgrims, Kashi Vishwanath's temple authorities have decided to suspend VIP darshan facility and entry of the dignitaries with special protocol throughout the month of Shravan from July 11 to August 9. The entry points too may be reduced from 6 to 5 if the Ganga floods. The ghat steps used for researching Ganga Dwar. Speaking to POI Sunday, Divisional Commissioner S. Radha Bingham said all arrangement for crowd regulation and facilitation of pilgrims and Kavriyas had been finalized. He said the move was prompted by the possibility of heavy crowding as witnessed during Shravan months in past years and Mahakumbh this year. Regarding arrangements at Kashi Vishwanath temple, its administration and Kavriyas and pilgrims will be given entry through Gate 4, Hindu Shilko, Mudilas and Saraswati Pathak entry points. Ganga Dwar entry point will also be used, but if Ganga level rises and interconnectivity of ghats and entry through Dalita Ghat will be restricted temporarily. The 4 Mondays in the Shravan month will fall on July 14, 21, 128 and August 4 when the deity will be adorned with special Srinagar Chula Srinagar will occur on the concluding day of Shravan on August 9. Temple officials have appealed to devotees to join queues for visits and not fall for ready crowds. Trust advised devotees not to join the queue on an empty stomach as it could affect their health. The temple also requested devotees to avoid bringing bags, mobile phone, pens, metal items, etc. as these are not allowed inside. Due to the large crowd, free baggage counters at the Dham will not be operational. Medical terms led by doctors will be stationed at 5 locations for devotees visiting the Dham, with 2 ambulances, including one equipped with advanced life support, also stationed for any emergencies. 6 lost and found centers will be operational on the temple premises. Acts account of news agency Reuters blog government says no demand made. Amit Shah launches multi-state cooperation milk federation in Gujarat. From Vadodara or Anand, Union Home Minister Amit Shah launched Sunday the Sardar Patel Cooperative Dairy Federation Limited, a new multi-state cooperative federation that will unite 20 lakh farmers from 20 states under a single unified umbrella. Myanmar refugees surge HTK as militias clash near Mizoram border. Use database to control criminal activities. NATWIT asked states. From New Delhi. Crime number 101, man chased the Dahisha senior citizen of rupees 1.8 and Jewelry Health Police inspect CCTV footage from 78 sites traced him to Ambulli, Mumbai. Ministry seater was arrested from Ambulli in Kalyan Police 101st criminal. Don't stay from path of unity without patience as Sakri. MP Muharram Piyash 5 mouse injured 16 group from Ujjain. Policy continuity key to auto industry growth. Stellantis G. Citroen maker urges government for stable framework. US-India trade talks to drive this week, analyst says. Godrej cap eyes over two-fold jumps in assets. Quick reboost for currency FDs. School enrollment ticks the box, but kids need a deep dive now. India's new health push needs deeper inclusion. Healthcare inequity and CSR impact. In a country where nearly every rural household can access basic health infrastructure, one might assume the battle for public health equity is won, yet the numbers sober the story by a few notches. Only 65% of households consistently use improved health facilities with even lower uptake among scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other marginalized groups. Dalai Lama at the rate 90. The Tibetan spiritual leader succession could see nasty exchanges between India and China. That's why Dalai Lama should quickly provide details about the process of finding his successor. The Dalai Lama is 90 years old. What an incredible destiny for Lahamo, Mondrok, the boy born in Tatkeshar in a remote hamlet of Amdo province in northeastern Tibet. At the age of 4, Tanzanian Gyatso was recognized as the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama, and for the Tibetans, the incarnation of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion. He was hardly 15 years old when the Chinese people's liberation. Army walked unhindered onto Kirtan soil, a new ideology, less compassionate than the Buddha Dharma that had come from India 12 centuries earlier, had, according to Mao, liberated the land of snow. A few months later, the young Dalai Lama was officially enthroned as the spiritual and temporal head of Kirtan state. However, in March 1959, following a mass uprising in Lhasa, the Dalai Lama had to flee his motherland and take refuge in India, where he still lives. Reserve here. Fixation with excelling old vehicles is mistaken. The fault is not in a car's age, but its emission. Build a trashy livelihood, a highway. Formalizing part-time work with fair pay, making transport and housing women-friendly, and enforcing laws, otherwise urban women's work participation will be stuck at 28%. Keeping the faith on the women within 6 seconds of the 4-minute smile. India must shed its protectionist mindset and trade more with resource-rich South America. That Modi's ongoing 5-nation tour includes Argentina and Brazil. Isn't trivia, these two key South American nations can be important fulcrums of potential Indian pivot to the continent. While India-South America trade has been steadily growing, it's far below potential. This has much to do with our unambitious approach to the region. True, India has a preferential trade agreement. What's the difference between maturity and aging? A great difference. And people always confused about it. People think age is to become mature, but aging belongs to the body. Everybody is aging. Everybody will become old, but not necessarily mature. Maturity is an inner growth. Aging is nothing that you do. Aging is not something that happens physically. When time passes, every child born becomes old. Maturity is something that you bring to your life. It comes out of awareness. When a person ages with full awareness, he becomes mature. Aging plus awareness, experiencing plus awareness is maturity. You can experience a thing in two ways. You can simply experience it as if you are hypnotized, unaware, not attentive to what is happening. It happened, but you were not there. It didn't happen in your presence. You were absent. You just passed by. It never struck any note in you. It never left any mark on you. You never learned anything from it. It may even have become a part of your memory because in a way you were present. But it never became your wisdom. You never grew through it. Then you are aging. But if you bring the quality of awareness to an experience, the same experience become maturity. There are two ways to live. One to live in a deep sleep, then you age. Every moment you become old. Every moment you go on dying. That's all. Your whole life consists of a long, slow death. But if you bring awareness to your experiences, whatever you do, whatever happens to you, You are alert, watchful, mindful, you are sharing the experience from all corners. You are trying to understand the meaning of it. You are trying to penetrate the very depth of what has happened to you. You are trying to live it intentionally and totally. And it is not just a surface phenomenon. Deep down within you, something is changing with it. You are becoming more alert. The mature person never commits the same mistake again. But a person who is just old goes on committing the same mistake again and again. He lives in a circuit. He never learned anything. You will be angry today. You were angry yesterday and the day before yesterday. Tomorrow also you are going to be angry, and the day after tomorrow also. Again and again you get angry. Again and again you repent. Again and again you make a deep decision that you are not going to do it. But that decision makes no change. Whenever you are disturbed, the rage is over and you are past that process. The same mistake is committed. You are aging. If you experience anger totally, you will never again be angry. One experience will be enough to teach that it is assured you are harming yourself and harming others for nothing. It is not worth it. Tomorrow the situation will be repeated, but anger will not be repeated. A man who is gaining in maturity never decides that he will not be angry again. No, that is a sign of a man who is not becoming mature. The man of maturity never decides for the future. Maturity itself takes care. You live today, and that very living will decide how tomorrow is going to be. It will come out of it. This is all about today's English news. Now we will go through some important thoughts, ideas, actions in the form of helping the people, so providing the knowledge, information, instructions related to forensic science. Discuss the main characteristics of the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. This act, implemented from January 15, 2016 in the whole of India, except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This act had some of its own characteristics, such as this act has some 112 sections, while the previous act had 70 sections. It has prospective effects, not retrospective effect. Its main objective is the reformation and rehabilitation of juvenile. The definition of child has been kept the same for both men and women. That is, a person below the age of 18 years is considered a child. Admission, register and transfer certificate of the school are relevant evidence to determine the age of the child. In the act, instead of challenging the child and accused, the child has been called a child in conflict with the law. The definition of child in need of care and protection has been expanded. The victim of rape is considered as newborn child in need of care and protection. They versus the state of Uttar Pradesh, AIR 2016, NOC 396 Allahabad. A child going to an orphanage for education is a child in need of care and protection. Rajendra Prasad versus Union of India, AIR 2016, NOC 182 Kerala. The definition of teenager has been kept the same for male and female. A person below the age of 18 years is considered as a juvenile. Crimes have been classified into three categories. One is heinous offences, two is petty offences, and three is felony. The Juvenile Justice Board has been arranged for the ideologue of juveniles. Provision has been made not to keep the child or adolescent in police lockup or jail under any circumstances. Provision has been made for the establishment of the following homes for the purpose of protection, maintenance and security of the children. Open shelter section 43, communication home section 47, special home section 48, children home section 50, proper facilitation mechanism section 51, etc. Registration of child care institution has been made mandatory. Rajendra Prasad versus Union of India, AAR 2016, NOC 182 Kerala. Provision has been made that children should not be punished with death or life imprisonment, section 21. Arrangements have been made to inform about the arrest of a child in conflict with law to his parents, guardian or probation officer, section 13. Provision has been made for children and adolescents to be released, generally on bail, section 12. For orphan, abandoned and surrendered children, one is inland and two is specific. Adoption has been arranged. It is prohibited to reveal the identity of the children, section 74. Punishment has been provided for the following offences committed against children. Cruelty to children, section 75. The employment of children for begging, section 76. Giving drugs or narcotic drugs to the child, section 77. Exploitation of juvenile child workers, section 79. Sale and purchase of children, section 81. Corporal punishment of children, section 82. Use of children by extremist groups, etc., section 83. Kidnapping and abduction of a child, section 84. Offences against children with disability, section 85. Juvenile Justice Law has been constituted for the welfare and rehabilitation of juveniles, section 105. Arrangements have been made for certain special institutions for juveniles, such as the Star Child Protection Society, the State Child Protection Society, District Child Protection Unit, Child Welfare Police Officer, Special Juvenile Police Unit, etc. Thus, the new Act has many important features. Now let us discuss the protections provided under the Constitution of India and the criminal law to the under trials. What are the constitutional safeguards available to the offenders? It is a universal rule of law that the person must be presumed innocent until he is declared guilty. until he is declared guilty. The same has been held by the Allahabad High Court in the case of Prabhu versus Emperor AIR 1941, Allahabad 402, that criminality of the accused should never be presumed. He should be presumed innocent until the charges against him are proved. It means that a person should not be considered guilty as soon as he is accused of a crime. This also makes it clear that the law provides adequate protection to the person under consideration. The following protections have been provided to the person under consideration in the Constitution and other laws. Right to speedy trial. It is the principle of natural justice that a person accused of a crime should be given a fair opportunity of being heard. No one can be punished without giving an opportunity of being heard. The trial is also required to be conducted in open court and in the presence of the accused. Not only this, the trial is also necessary to be speedy. It should not happen that the trial continues for years. In the case of Jessiben Haribhai Patel versus Narayan Bhai Tikabai AIR 2005 and NOC 74 Gujarat, it has also been held that speedy trial is the right of the accused. Any unnecessary delay in trial is not justified. The main reason for delaying justice is futile and vexatious defense. This is expected to be called Rajendra versus Appellate Range Tribunal Ajmer AIR 2015 NOC 964 Rajasthan. Speedy trial is the fundamental right of the accused. The unnecessary and excessive delay in this is a matter of concern. Balaram versus the State of Punjab AIR 2014 SC 241. Speedy trial has been considered as the fundamental right of the accused under Article 21 of the Constitution. It has been held by the Supreme Court in the case of Commissioner of Police, Delhi versus Registrar, Delhi High Court AIR 1997 SC 95, that fair and speedy trial of cases is a vital requirement of administration of justice is in the case of Santosh Dey versus Ashna Guha, AIR 1994 SC 1229, also considering the time taken in the trial of 14 years as unnecessary and excessive delay. It has been held to be a violation of Article 21 of the Constitution. The accused is not entitled to a speedy trial, but also has the right to a fair trial. Along with speedy trial, it is also necessary to be fair. Abdul Aziz Lokhandwala versus Nasir Ali AIR 2010 NOC 614 Mumbai. Thus, under Article 21 of the Constitution, the accused have the protection of speedy trial. Right to free legal aid, as we have seen above, a brief person should be given a reasonable opportunity of being heard. It is not justifiable to punish any person without giving him an opportunity of being heard, but this is possible only when the accused has sufficient means. It is not possible for a poor person. Free legal aid has been arranged for such a person. Article 39 of the Constitution provides that the state shall ensure that the legal system is such that there is access to justice on the basis of equal opportunity, and in particular to ensure that no person is disadvantaged by reason of economy, or any other disability. The citizen should not be deprived of the opportunity to get justice, provide free legal aid by means of the aforesaid legislation or scheme or in any other manner. Exactly similar provision has been made in section 304 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. According to this, where in any trial before the court of session the accused is not represented by a pleader and it appears to the court that the accused does not have sufficient means to appoint a pleader, the court shall appoint a pleader for his defense. Pleader will be provided at the expense of the state. For this, elaborate arrangements have been made with the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. It has been said by the Supreme Court in the case of M.H. Hanskar versus the State of Maharashtra, AIR 1978, SC 1548, that it is the duty of the state to provide free legal aid to the poor, no mercy. The Supreme Court held that free legal aid is a fundamental right of an individual. In Hussain Ara Khatun versus Government of Bihar, year 1979, SC 1360. Thus now no poor accused can be deprived of justice just because of financial considerations. In the matter of Muhammad Ajmal Muhammad Hamid Pasha versus the State of Maharashtra, AIR 2012, Section 2565, it has been held that the right of the accused to free legal aid begins with the arrest and continues till the trial. Protection from inhuman treatment under Article 21 of the Constitution. Protection has been provided to the accused against shubham treatment. This has been held by the Supreme Court in the case of Farag Singh versus the State of Uttar Pradesh, AR 1963, SC 1295, that the accused person also has the right to lead a dignified life under Article 21 of the Constitution. The right to life and personal liberty does not mean only giving an animal life. This has also been continued in Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, AIR 1978, SC 597. It is expected that the accused should be treated humanly during the trial. That is, he should not be subjected to violence or force. Handcuffs and fetters should not be unnecessarily applied to him. Should not be unnecessarily kept in solitary confinement. Should be given an opportunity to meet his next of kin. Should not be kept in remote regions. Should not be deprived of essential facilities. Double jeopardy protection. This is an important protection given to the accused. According to this, no person can be punished for the same offence more than once. This is called the doctrine of double jeopardy. The principle on which this principle is based is that, which means that no person should be punished twice for the same crime. This protection has also been mentioned in Article 23 of the Indian Constitution. According to it, no person shall be prosecuted and punished for the same offence more than once. This type of arrangement has also been made in the US Constitution. It has been said in the Constitution that no person shall be put in danger twice of his life or limb for the same offence. Section 300 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 also provides that a person who has been once tried by a court of contempt jurisdiction of an offence and who has been convicted or acquitted of such offence, he shall not, so long as such conviction or acquittal is in force, be liable to be tried again for the same offence, nor be liable to be tried for any other offence on the same facts for which charges differ from those made against him, would have been imposed under subsection 1 of the section 221, or for which he could have been convicted under subsection 2 thereof. Thus, an important protection is available to the accused under trial, that he can neither be prosecuted nor punished twice for the same offence. In the cases of Maqbul Hassan versus the State of Mumbai, AIR 1953, SC 325, and Kalavati versus the State of Himachal Pradesh, AIR 1953, SC 131. The highest this protection has been confirmed by the court. Protection from post facto methods. This is also an important right and protection available to the accused. Article 21 of the Constitution states that no person shall be proved guilty of an offence unless at the time of doing any act which is alleged to be an offence he has under any law in force encroachment or shall not be liable to a penalty greater than that which could have been imposed under the law in force at the time the offence was committed. Means that no person can be punished only for such an act which is an offence punishable under any law in force at the time of its commission. If at the time of doing an act it is not an offence punishable under any law, it cannot be punished later by making a law. This simply means that no criminal law can be applied with retrospective effect. In this connection, there is a quotable case of Parikh versus Vilambaran, AIR 1967, Kerala 155. In this, non-payment of the tax was not an offence at any point of time. Later a law was made declaring it a punishable offence and it was implemented with retrospective effect. Declaring it unconstitutional, the Kerala High Court said that an earlier act cannot be declared a punishable offence by making a subsequent law. Chief Inspector of Mine versus K.C. Thapar, AIR 1961, SE 838, also it has been held by the Supreme Court that an act which was not an offence at the time it was committed cannot be declared an offence afterwards. This protection is based on the formula Nulum crime sine lege, which means the conduct of a person does not document to a crime unless it has been made an offence punishable under any criminal law. Protection against self-aggrandizement. This is another important protection available to the accused in Article 23 of the Constitution states that no person accused of an offence shall be compelled to a witness against himself. In fact, it is an important protection which affirms that the burden of proving the charges against the accused is on the prosecution. It is for the prosecution to prove the charges beyond reasonable doubt. The accused cannot be compelled to give evidence to prove such charges. In the case of Nandini Satpathy versus E.L. Dhani, EIR 1978, SC 1025. It has been held by the Supreme Court that if the questions asked fall within the purview of self-incrimination, then the accused is not bound to answer them. It has been held by the Supreme Court in the case of Srimati Shelby versus State of Karnataka, AIR 2010, SC 1974, that the police officer has the right to investigate the offences and try any person, but in the guise of this right, he cannot ignore the constitutional provisions of protection against self-aggrandizement. It has been held by the Delhi High Court in the case of X versus Mrs. Z, EIR 2002, Delhi 270. That is incorrect. That is correct that under Article 23 of the Constitution, the accused is protected from self-incrimination. Has been done, but in cases of divorce, where husband and wife accuse each other of adultery, DNA, this will not apply to the test because neither any part of the wife has to be tested nor the wife has to be present anywhere for the test, like to speedy justice. Lastly, the accused also has an important right of protection to get quick justice. It is well known that delay defeats justice. Delay defeats the justice. Therefore, it is expected that the charges against the accused should be tried quickly and the case should be disposed of quickly. It can also be said here that hanging the sword of prosecution on the neck of the accused for a long time is not justified. Speedy justice has also been held to be part of Article 21 of the Constitution by the Supreme Court in the cases of Srinivasa Gopal versus Madhya Pradesh 1988 as CC 36. In this way, many important protections have been made available to the person under consideration under the Constitution and other laws. Tomorrow we will discuss the protection provided under the Constitution and the criminals law in India to the arrested persons. Wait. Thank you. I thank all my brothers and sisters. I thank all my respected doctors and directors, honorable ministers and managers, the most honorable President Professor Bodhiji, all brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, teacher, trainer, professor, professional, listener, learner, all viewers and watchers, I once again, time and again, thank all of you for providing your most valuable time. Thank